We done been dating now for, let's just say, 3 weeks, a month. And in Atlanta, a month of dating one person kind of makes you feel like you exclusive because most people don't get past one. So the question I would ask is when you are in a city like how we are in, and you get to a point where it's like you really a wham bam thank you ma'am. If you go over those first 3 dates, does that now make you feel like, well, I might have something with this person? Are we exclusive now?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome to Rainbow Tea. You got myself, AK.
And I'm Khiry.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, sweetie. Go ahead, snuggles.
You want to talk so bad.
You can let
So this is Rainbow Tea with AK and Khiry. As y'all know, we come to y'all from the LGBT community. We just go ahead and just kind of talk about the things that most people really just don't want to talk about, uncomfortable talking about, or we try to go ahead and break those misconceptions that goes on. Today we do have a special guest with us. Why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest?
We have our guest here, everybody's favorite mixologist. We have Philly in the house.
Hey ho.
Yeah,
Come
showing
through,
some love,
Philly.
sliding through today. Okay. She graced us with a little cottontail,
And baby, let me tell you about the cocktail.
Go and tell them, Kyrie. Talk about it.
I know a lot of y'all want to go ahead and hide your tails, okay? A lot of y'all are trying to do a little tuck, little nip, little sip over here. When I tell y'all this little cocktail right here gonna have you cock your tail. Baby, Philly, I don't know what you put in the drink, but cheese steak ain't got nothing on your Philly. You hear me? You hear me?
Thank you.
Baby.
Well, welcome in, Philly. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the folks. Let them know how they can get one of these favorite cocktails.
So I'm your girl Philly, everyone's favorite mixologist. You can catch me on social media platforms, Tanisha Michelle on Facebook, T Michelle 215 on Instagram. I am a mobile mixologist. So I do custom drinks. I use all fresh fruits for my cocktails, and the one that they're sipping on today is called Bourbon and Berries.
And bourbon in the berry, baby.
Baby.
And bourbon in the berry.
Baby, I'm using nothing but juices and berries. You hear me? I feel like this cocktail just made my throat glow. You hear what I'm saying to y'all?
Come on.
I want y'all to
Just
come on.
let your soul glow.
All I'm telling y'all is, if you looking for a good cocktail, you need a good mixologist, a good bartender, baby. Hit up your girl Philly. You would not be disappointed.
Not at
the
all.
cocktails is hitting, and we done had this our third, right? We done had 3 different ones. Now I don't even know the name of it, but at this point I don't even need to know the name of them. The name got me where I am right now. That's what I want y'all to understand. Can you tell the people what we had today? What did you make for us on today?
Okay, so the first one was the berries and bourbon. We use fresh blueberries, limes, lemons. I top it off with strawberries just to add more color. But it's pretty simple. It's bourbon, sour mix, simple syrup, Saint Germain, fresh fruit, shaken over ice.
That's Saint Germain. That's an elderflower, ain't it?
It is. It
Not
is.
the
It makes everything taste better. Everything.
Baby,
Like the Mayflower.
I forgot who I was. I felt like a flower. You hear me? Call me Lily on today, because baby, that thing did something good to me.
And then the other one we had was basically like a grown-up slushie. So it was a lemon drop slushie, topped off with, again, the Saint Germain and fresh strawberries muddled. Pretty basic, but it's a very good, refreshing cocktail. Very good for summer.
Now, I don't know about no basic Philly, because every time it's been... Now, normally, guys, I don't even really like drinks with, like, when she said fresh fruit, because they had these bits and all this stuff in it, because I just like to just get straight to it. But this done had me some kind of way. It made me feel grown.
Real
I
grown
like
and sexy.
Mhm.
Listen.
Like grown and says, and you go out to the club and you prowling to see what's out there if you're
listen.
single. And we slide in. So what we're gonna talk about today? We're gonna talk about dating.
Did she just say single and slide in?
Yeah, slide. Yeah, you did.
I want you to not say that because I already told y'all that Philly drinks cure all. Okay. At this point, I feel like I'm on the verge of advertising that I'm going raw from now on because I feel like this is going to keep me safe. You know what I'm saying to you?
He lied. Wrap it up.
I lied. Don't come this way. Don't get my inbox. It's a no.
He lied.
But on a serious note, y'all do need to hear the girl Philly. I'm telling y'all, these drinks is everything. For real, for real.
For real, for real.
All right. AK.
What's happening?
What we talking about today, friend?
Well, we're going to talk today. We're going to talk about, since we're drinking cocktails and everything, most of the time you get your cocktails at your lounges and at your clubs and whatnot. And since, you know, we got everybody's favorite music, so we're going to talk about dating.
Ooh.
We're going to talk about dating. We're going to pull Miss Philly in on the conversation.
I feel like we all can talk about dating.
We all can talk about
Philly,
dating.
you dating? Let's first of all tell the people, because you know how they do when they go on our live. They were looking to try to figure out who's single.
And who not.
They mingling. Philly.
No, I'm not single.
She ain't single, you
not
heard
on the
it.
market.
She ain't on the market.
She ain't on the market. Don't come
And
in
she ain't
there
got no
about
price
asking
tag.
about
Y'all heard
Philly.
it. Don't ask.
Baby, all you can buy over here is
It's
a drink, okay?
Or two.
Or a few. Whichever one you. All right, but
I got a
we can
question.
go ahead and get in.
Talking about dating. So what does dating mean to you?
Who we talking about? We talking about me?
Just overall, you know, that could be a you or Philly question. Like, what is dating? Is it dating one person at a time? Or is it dating multiples? Like, meaning, let me clarify. So I can go out with someone on Tuesday for Taco Tuesday, and then I can go out with someone again on Thursday.
See, I'm one of them people that I'm very verbal and I take words very, very literally.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a difference, honestly, between dating and what you would call casual dating.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I feel like if a person comes through and tells you that they're casually dating, you should at least expect that they are dating multiple people. They're
Mm-hmm.
not just essentially dating you. They're trying to get to know people individually. Now, do I believe in it? Not necessarily. I don't necessarily think that you can casually date and really truly get to know a person because I feel like you are too involved with different energies and different people to be able to do that. I would say that if we are dating, we are essentially to a point where we don't necessarily have a title for each other, but we're more so continuously dating to get to know each other. So if you're going on multiple dates, if you have plans on really trying to figure out a person and you want to know them in a day, in the evening, in the night, of that nature, that's what I would consider dating. I think that dating would be dating one person to actually get to know them fully before making a commitment to be with them. That would be me. However, I'm coming from a different, background of that nature. I'm male as well, so let's hear from a female. What do you think dating is?
Well, I think it depends on if you decide you're dating exclusively or not.
Okay.
But I think that needs to be said.
Absolutely.
Because otherwise, just going in, I'm thinking we're just dating casually.
Okay.
So, seeing other people, you seeing other people.
Mm-hmm.
Until we come to an understanding where, hey, we want to move forward and see where this could go between the two of us. But until you kind of know what road you both are on, you can't really just say, I'm just going to date you exclusively. You got to be on the same page.
Trying to figure out what's going on. That makes sense.
So the word dating has to be in conjunction with either casual or exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
So, because my understanding of dating for me is just, we're just investing time. It is just that. It is just a time stamp, a time and a date stamp where we're going to spend time together. So whether that be morning, noon, or evening, we're just spending time, and whatever that looks like for the two individuals involved in that time in that time space. But moving forward, I think a lot of times when people say, "Oh, we're dating," they've already made it to be exclusive.
Because you're saying that.
Because you're saying we're
which makes
dating.
sense. So when you go on a date, is that something that you feel like you need to communicate? Do you feel like you need to communicate that this is a date and not plural dating, or not a series of dates? Do you feel like that's something that needs to be?
I think just the question that we're discussing amongst ourselves just needs to be asked. What does dating mean to you?
Now, is that too bold? Do you feel like
No.
if a person was to ask something like that?
I think that's the problem with a lot of things. We don't ask.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to be direct and just ask, what does dating mean to you? And then get that person's understanding and their perspective of what dating is. Then that allows you to know if this is something you really want to step on into. Because we go into things a lot of times without having discussions and without talking about things, and then we feel as though when someone does speak up or say something that we can change how they think or how they feel, that it's gonna cultivate towards what we think or feel, because we have a hidden agenda of what we really want. And then we don't allow ourselves to really get to know the individual, and then you're in a relationship not even saying you're in a relationship, and then you're in some toxic stuff and not even knowing you was in a relationship, and then it's just a snowball from there. So if we have these conversations, that would be the whole thing. So my thing again, let's just talk about it.
So would you influence this kind of talk to be before the actual date happens? Or would this be something like during your first date, after the first date type of situation? Like, what do you think would be a good window for you to go through and bring this up? Because I will look at that as, if you find all this out after the first date, is that considered a waste of time now?
Initially, just from the beginning, because we all have a chemistry, and you can just say, "Hey, I'm interested in get to know you better. Can we, would you like to go to dinner? Would you like to go to a show? Would you like to hang out?" In that conversation, and between that time and when you make that first date, you're gonna have another conversation via phone, text, email, or whatever. So this is when you need to ask, some questions in between that time.
So let me ask you that. I bet let's ask Philly, because I feel like I can go ahead and ask you this afterwards. I want to kind of get her perception first. If a person came to you as you were trying to go through, or better yet, let's just say you went up to a person, you said, I find you attractive. I'm interested in trying to go ahead and take you on a date. At this point, if you came out and just said, well, before I do this though, what exactly are you looking for? Are you looking for anything casual? Looking for anything more so exclusive? What are you looking for in the day? Are you looking to date at all? If a person came out to you and said, well, you know what, at this time I am casually dating. I'm dating a few people, talking to a few things of that nature. Would that make or break your interest?
It wouldn't necessarily deter me. I'm kind of persistent. So if I actually got up the nerve to approach you, then I want to see where it could go. So I don't need it to be exclusive all the bat. We can see where it goes if we have the same chemistry.
So
or if
all
we
you
even
need
get
to
along.
know is there's an initial attraction.
As long as you're not married, you know what I mean? As long as you have that door open and we can see where it goes. I might not like you after 2 dates.
This is true.
So it just depends.
This is true. You sometimes, and that's a problem with a lot of people. A lot of people fall in love with the exterior, with the physical, and you don't realize that you can be a beautiful fish in a bowl. Ain't got enough sense to jump out the bowl, just swim in circles and think you in a new city every 10 minutes. That's a lot, and a lot of people are like that,
Very
and
true.
that's my thoughts. And see, with me, I'm the kind of person, I'm actually a sapiosexual. My thought is that I can be completely physically attracted to you. Completely. But nothing happens if you don't have any type of intellectual connection. Like, if I can't connect with you intellectually, we have nothing. So, it's different for other people. Some people, they don't have to have a connection or even a physical attraction. It's literally just a sex thing. So my thoughts is it might just depend on who you're dating, and then of course what you want. Because you have to know whether or not you want a person that wants to be connected to you intellectually, where they're going to actually stay, or are they just connected to you sexually? Because once they get what they want with that connection, it's done. You know what I mean? That's a done situation. So I think that dating entails a lot. It's a lot of details that comes to dating. It's a lot of questions and a lot of things that need answered before you go into that. But I think that's a really, really deep discussion. So how do you feel personally about dating?
I think, again, I just think it's all about the conversation and asking questions. Because, you could dial into even, whether it be physical, where you see somebody that catch your eye, and you have the nerve to approach them or they approach you. But to have that conversation, at some point. And when you decide to spend time together, you need to have that conversation. And then you can even roll it over to online dating.
Mm-hmm.
Some people never physically meet each other, but they say they're exclusive or that they're in a relationship and they've never met the person. You never met them, you never touched them. Some people never seen them, which can be a little bit dangerous because,
a premature commitment.
Exactly.
A premature commitment. So what about the ones that are afterwards? This is a question I would love to get y'all insight on. How do you feel about if you are dating but not in a firm, committed relationship? Does that necessarily mean that that person is to be loyal to you as if you were in a relationship? Are they supposed to not communicate in that way with anybody? Do you cut off all communication with whatever other people that you may be dealing with? You cut off all physical and emotional connections or anything of that nature? Like, are you bound as a exclusive dater to treat your partner as if they are your partner?
I think that we have to allow people to operate in their truths, meaning that what works for you or what you may decide to be exclusive may not look to be exclusive for them. And what I mean by that, just because you make a conscious decision to be physically active with someone.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point for you, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only physical with you, that's it, whatever. But if that other individual don't feel that way or they don't look at it that way, they're not looking as being exclusive. It's like, we had a good time and I enjoyed being with you and, the sex was what it was, but that was it. And I'm still on that path of going out with other people.
Mm.
Does that make the individual a bad person?
Correct.
No, that makes them live in their truth. But I think that we have so many unspoken expectations of people, and we have so many misunderstood conversations and things in our mind that we don't speak on, and we will never understand someone else's thoughts or beliefs on things. That's why it's important to have, like I say, I just go back to it's just having a conversation. It's simple as having a conversation. And like Philly said earlier, I might, after spending 2 days spending time with you twice, I might be like, no, this ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? So why limit yourself with some things that you don't even know?
I agree with you on that.
We have individuals, you see somebody, a lot of times we see somebody we're interested in or whatever, and in that interest, we've already made up in our minds what it's going to be when we first touch them, what our first date is going to be like. If they say this, I'm going to respond this way. Oh, it'll be, you've already made, it's like this whole, you've made up a whole script.
Everything.
A whole script. You done lived it out. You've lived it out. But as soon as something does not go the way that we've had made up in our minds, then we no longer want that person,
Mm-hmm.
or they are bad or whatever. And that's not the case.
Because everything is conditional.
Exactly. And you haven't even given that person an opportunity to even find out who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Who they are as a person, to even define if they're going to be able to be that person that's just continuously sweep you off your feet or to take care of you. You looking for somebody to take care of you, they might not even have no job. They might not even have no bank account. They might be just a straight hustler. And I ain't even gonna say a street hustler. They're just a hustler. They make it do what it do and do what they do and do it well.
This is true.
But we have those expectations of people because we know our agenda. We have our own hidden agendas, and we put those responsibilities on other people.
Which is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Everybody does everything personally. How do you feel?
So with me, I feel like, being a bartender, on the bartending side of things,
You probably
when you meet the bartender, my boobs is pushed up, my eyebrows is done, my hair is done, but that's not really me. Like when I get home, I ain't no eyebrows on. So it's just like,
so you fall in love with
yeah. So you done fell in love with Philly, but that's not me at home. That's the bartender.
Mm.
So if that's what you're looking for all the time, they're not gonna get
that's
that.
Not it.
No, not at
I
all.
love it. That's really true because that's something that you don't really think about when you meet people out. You meet people out, and usually they put on their best.
Yep, that's the representative.
You kind of you showcase something that essentially you might go home. How many times have you actually met a person that was drop dead gorgeous out and about? They had all this stuff from A to Z. The car was looking nice, the body was looking nice, all that good stuff. You get to the house and realize they got a futon and a blow up bed and no dining set. You be looking like you look well put together, and when you get to them, they're you realize they ain't put together at all.
Right.
Probably got 4 roommates. So my thing is that perception is not everything. You do have to be able to get to know a person for who they are, because I feel like in longevity, that is what matters the most. That's what kind of keeps you there, essentially. I like it.
Absolutely.
Now,
and this cocktail got something.
baby, did it do something
I
to
had to
you?
slide over a little bit.
Don't slide.
And it came back.
Don't fall. I promise you, if you
And
hit
we
that
come
flow,
back. And I had to come on back.
I'm going to hit that flow with you, friend. I'm going to hit that flow laughing. I want you to understand that. So I think I have one final question when it comes down to the whole dating situation. And I think we touched on a lot of it. I guess my question more so would be, if you get to actually no, it's a 2-part question, because I want to know.
The A and B selection?
Yeah, because I want to know, one, is there a time frame on the dating situation? Like, can you be pushed and pressured, or should you be pushed and pressured to, if I put you on, let's just say 5 dates or 6 dates, are we still going to be casually dating, or do you get to a certain amount of dates where it's like, okay, at this point we are automatically exclusive? And then 2, when it comes to exclusive dating, is that a physical exclusive thing, or is that more so just a dating exclusive thing? And what I mean by that is, if you say that you are dating exclusively, is having casual sex a part of that? Or is it more so just a one-person situation as far as the dating? Like, I'm not dating her or him. We did mess around a couple times, and maybe we still talk or we communicate, whatever the case may be. Is it wrong for you to do that? So I guess my question is, like I said, it's in.
That's loaded.
It's loaded.
It's very loaded because I mean that's. Really
I know, but it's something
because
that I wonder.
My thing is,
Cause a lot of people get to a point where it's like, okay, now I've invested time, I've invested money, I've invested all types of, like you just now said, hopes and wishes, because you done already planned out and plotted some things. We done been dating now for, let's just say, 3 weeks, a month, and in Atlanta, a month of dating one person kind of makes you feel like you exclusive, because most people don't get past 1. So the question I would ask is when you are in a city like how we are in, and you get to a point where it's like you really a wham bam thank you ma'am, if you go over those first 3 dates, does that now make you feel like, well, I might have something with this person? Are we exclusive now?
I'm gonna let you take that first.
I don't think it automatically makes you exclusive. Like AK said, that's the conversation y'all need to have and both be on the same page. But in my mind, after several dates, something got to give, because I don't want you sharing your energy with nobody else. I'm not interested in that part of it. So,
I feel that.
But yeah, I think you gotta have a conversation.
You gotta have a conversation.
Now
I
you
think
said earlier, and the reason why I'm going, because I'm gonna let you talk, because I know you got loaded. I know you got a couple things coming for me. But you said, because of the way you responded earlier to the question, I wonder, do you feel like when you are dating a person, would you feel differently if you knew that they were actually not just dating, but messing around as far as physically?
I would be disgusted.
Gotcha. Okay.
I would be very disgusted.
Disgusted.
That wouldn't work for me.
So it's not, so you're okay with the I'm casually dating situation, but casually dating does not register as casually having sex to you.
Right.
Okay. I think that's big. I do. I think some people look at casually dating as, if you told me, because me personally, if you told me that you were casually dating, my thoughts would be, does casually dating mean that you just go out on these dates and then y'all, you introduce, y'all have some drinks, y'all figure out what's going on, and then y'all go ahead and separate for the night, maybe text or talk, whatever the case may be? Or is this a casual date that pretty much says that everybody you're casually dating, you go to dinner, you go to a movie, then you go home? With
Separately.
That's, or
take your ass home.
and that's the thing to where it's like, do you know? But will you ever actually know? Do you know if the person is actually going home separately, or are they going back to their house? Are they bringing somebody else back to their house every time they go on a date? Because my thing is, I'm completely okay with you going on dates. If you're casually dating, I know that, I'm completely okay. I understand that you may be going on 2 or 3 days a week. I understand that. And I may be okay with that. You getting to know some things, you coming out, you showing some things out, you having conversations, whatever case may be. I don't think I'm gonna be okay with you casually having sex with 2 or 3 people a week.
Yeah, no happy
That
endings.
is different.
No happy endings.
Again, it goes back to having a conversation.
But how
I'm gonna stand by that.
But can you actually have a conversation like that?
I'm gonna stand by that.
With somebody that you just now.
Absolutely.
You
That's
think so?
that's absolutely.
Okay.
If we've invested time to have an initial conversation of interest, then that means that door is open to where I should be able to have a conversation with you. Because again, we're gonna have 2 different perspectives because we come from 2 different spaces, 2 different places, 2 different backgrounds. So my beliefs is gonna be a little bit different than your beliefs. We may have some similarities, but at the same time, you have to have that conversation. Mm-hmm. And that is the problem. We will not speak our truth. We will not speak our truth. If we speak our truth, we will eliminate a lot of unnecessary energies, eliminate a lot of unnecessary hurt, because we have unspoken expectations and we expect people to live up to those. When all we have to do, we invest, as you said earlier, you invest time, you invest money, you do all these things and you do all these bells and whistles when all it takes is just having a conversation. And then you will know where to put your investment. If you have the conversation, then you know where to invest your time, your energy, all of that, and then you will get a return on your investment. But if you choose not to do that, then it's just going to be you out in the street just throwing it up, friend.
Not throwing it up.
Throwing it up. Just whatever falls down, and you catch what you can.
Well, you know what goes
That's
up.
like, right, hey, it's gonna come down, and it don't mean you gonna always catch it. Well, we thank you, Philly, for coming in, having a conversation with us today.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes,
These cocktails are wonderful.
That.
Again, hit my girl up, your favorite mixologist on all social media platforms that she mentioned earlier. If you want to go ahead and shout that out again, please feel free. I'll go ahead and sip on this cocktail.
So it's Tanisha Michelle on Facebook and T Michelle 215 on Instagram.
Can you spell Tanisha for the people? Because it's spelled differently for
everybody. It's TANISHAMICHELLE.
Hey.
We here.
We thank y'all for tuning in today, chilling out with us. Got AK and I. I can't even say my name, girl. This cocktail got me twisted.
Not AK and I. And it's the same person.
And myself.
It's me, myself, and I. Oh, and don't forget Khiry.
Thank y'all for tuning in to Rainbow Tea with AK and Khiry.
So like anything else, make sure y'all go ahead and send us in some questions if you have any. Send us in some topics. We want to talk about it. You know what we're going to do. AK, what we're going to do?
We going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it.
Y'all be easy. Be safe.
I decided today that I'm not gonna be stressed. So if you wanna leave, then I think